Hi everyone. I wanted just to kind of stop by in your space today. Interrupt your space today because I wanted to just show you what I've started. What I've started on, and I've started on another textile art project. And I don't know where it's going really, but I just wanted to take you along for the ride. I'm gonna bring you along every once in a while to where you can kind of maybe see what I'm doing and see how it turns out. And because I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing, but what I did, I started off. I got this piece of linen, and it's a lightweight linen that I'm going to be at putting this whole thing on. And my goal in the end is to have every bit of it covered. And so I started with, I had this little piece of fabric here that had these horses on it, and um, I just thought those horses just looked beautiful. And I thought, I want to start with these horses and these colors to begin my project. And I'll see how it goes from here. And so I stitched that, I'll just whip stitched it all the way around on here. And then I then did a little bit of embroidery on, and I have some just with a couple of different colors of green thread here, where there was already like some grass in the print, and so I took a couple places there, and I just put a couple different colors of green floss in there, and then some yellow. I made some French knots on there, kind of looks like little flowers. And I got more areas that I might do different colors of green and different flowers, so it'll look like they're galloping through a really pretty flowery field. And so that's what I did first. And then I went on with, I took some of my twisted, I'm calling it silks. I'm not sure what they are, but you've seen these before. They're just fabrics that I pulled out of a rug. See, this one I got to pull apart. There's a little piece of green in there too. But different colors, but this is, and then I just twist it. And as I twist it, then I can couch it. There's going to be a lot of couching. Oh, there's a scarf. There's going to be a lot of couching on this. And so I've actually got 3 rows that I couched on. I just went ahead and put it in just kind of almost like a heel. And I couched 2 rows. And then after I couched them on, I had them couched on, then I went with some of this. This is like ribbon, um, oh, what do you call it? It's like, well, it's like silk ribbon. You can do silk ribbon embroidery and stuff with that. I've got some of that color, and I've got some of this color. I think I might even have some more of this, but it's so pretty. And what I did with that then is I went over those 2 couched rows, and then I took and I just stitched ribbon. Yeah, I stitched the ribbon. I had this ribbon on the needle. That's what I did. I put the ribbon on the needle, and then I sewed. I went from one to the other, but left little pieces loose. And I think that is really pretty. And I went all the way down with those 2, all the way down with that ribbon in between those 2 rows of couched, twisted fabrics. And now I've put on a third row, but I on this one it's right alongside of these 2 rows, but then when I got down here, I sent it on down to leave this open space. And then I thought, well, I got more of this linen, and I'm going to try painting the linen just to get color into the linen, and before I start on another one, because Lord knows I'll start on another one before I'm finished with this one, because it's just how I do things. But what I did was I took well, actually, I took this green something. It's like a spray. Don't know what it is. I just had it, and I don't know what it did with it. But yeah, it was like one of those spray mist things. But I used a little paintbrush, and I painted. Good grief! I don't know where I put it. I painted in there. See, so I just painted that area and left that green. But now I want to do some different things on here. I want to do, there's one thing I want to do, a type of a embroidery stitch that makes it kind of look almost like a flower, and I want to put in spots in here like that, or maybe make some ribbon roses. Then also I have this I just pulled this out. This is some kind of a fiber, some kind of yarn. There was one time on Marketplace I found a lady that was selling just a whole gang of different yarns and threads, and she just had a whole bunch of them. And I looked at them, I said, oh, I want them. And she wanted 50 cents each one. And so me and the hubster drove down. Well, it's been a while ago, because we ain't drove in a year. He hasn't driven in a year, but droven, that's a word. And so I went and picked him up, not knowing ever what I would do with some of them. But I said, oh yeah, I want all of them. But yeah, so this here, I was just going on like this here. I think what I want to do is I want to couch a piece of this all the way along this edge here. And because it's so beautiful, I think I want to I think I want to probably incorporate this a lot in this finished, once it, as it goes along, because it's just beautiful, and it just looks so much like it'll add to the field, like a field. I want it field. I want flowers in here, and I want I just know it's going to be gorgeous. But see, now I've also put this little flower in here, and then here I put three. I always like 3 yo-yos together overlapping. I think they are really pretty. And then I've got like these quite a few very vintage buttons, so I chose 3 of them buttons. They're just beautiful. These are just so old and so beautiful, and I think I'm going to be using a few of these buttons in here too. They're very vintagey ones, because the colors will, because I want muted. I usually go with real colorful. This one is going to be more muted and nature kind of like. And so a lot of these buttons that I have in here will be like so perfect. These are just old vintage, mostly shirt buttons, but I like that they're small, and I can put them inside the yo-yos. I'm going to be making more yo-yos, because most of the yo-yos I've already made are made with real bright colors, but I wanted to choose a few that are of a more muted color. And then, excuse me for knocking that camera all over the place, but I have a couple other things too Now, like this here button, well, it doesn't need to have that stitch minder on there. But now see, like this was sent to me. I think Cordula made that. And that is so pretty. And I'm really thinking that somehow this is going to get incorporated into this piece somehow. And so that's why I left that out. And then I think Cordula made this too. But see, it's got the muted colors, and somehow I want those to go in also. Those are going to go in here somehow. And then I've got some of these pieces of very small, like little doilies. Those are going to go in here. Not sure about this one, but maybe that too. But then I got like little pieces of, see, this is, yeah, I got one like this already on there. See that? That's a nice color. It's a little bit brighter, but it's still muted. And I want to use that. And this little piece of thread, I pulled this out of two of the pieces of silks were kind of sewn together with this, so I pulled that out. But then I thought, I like that, and I might just scrunch it together and make like a little flower out of this, and then I might even dip it in some of that spray, and that'll come out, I think, a really, really pretty flower. And I have some little pieces of fabric that has been stamped on, and I just love them. I think those is beautiful. If they're if I I don't know, I call it ruching, but I don't know if it's really ruching it together. What you can do with these little pieces is amazing. And even if I just were to put one on the fabric and stitch it on there, and then do some, you know, even if I went around it with like a blanket stitch and put it on there, but then take, you know, with some with a good color, or maybe even frame it with some of this, and then do some stitching on here that is different embroidery type stitches, then I think that will be really, really pretty. But and so then when I get up to this area up here, I want to have, up here I'm going to have more like blues, and I don't know exactly what. Maybe on the side here, maybe I would have a tree. I might use some of my scrunched things, and I might come up with a tree, and they might all just go together in some fashion, and almost make like a tree. And I think that would be pretty, like the top of a tree, and then go down with a tree trunk, you know. Well, I wouldn't leave it perfectly round. I would get some kind of character in there. But these are pretty. I want to sit and do some more of these in different colors too, because I just love these. Once I get them all scrunched together, I just love them. I think they're just so beautiful. But so I just wanted to kind of update you as to what, let you know that I'm staying out of trouble, and it's very hard. But I won't be doing a live stream today. I have my Jeffrey, and we're hanging. We're hanging, although right now he's drawing. And so I put one of those little scrunch pieces right there. But I want the whole thing is going to be three-dimensional. I want there's going to be buttons in there. There's going to be beads on here, small beads. I'm just, as I go through things, I find pieces of something here and there, and And who knows where it'll end up. I might, you know, like even look at that rickrack, if I were to put that even like around the edge of that, and then maybe, you know, then start putting little pieces together. The whole, so the horses will be the main interest, the focal point of this whole thing. There's red in the barn roof, and on the top of the silo there's red, and so that might allow me to put, I might want to make, like when I go down here, I might do this same thing like I did with the grass and the flowers. I might do the same thing down here, but put red, you know, match the color of this roof, and put red little French knots for the flowers down here, and to make that spread the red. That's what I might do with that. So I just wanted to kind of show you some of my thoughts while I make just this little short video, and so you can see kind of where I'm at. And because since I don't really know where I'm going to go with it, I love this ribbon here. I love this, putting this ribbon in here, and I'm going to dig in my basket underneath, because I might have some more of this, but maybe in different colors. I don't know. I don't know what's all in that. I've got like a bin down there to one of the big totes, and it's just full of all kind of fibers, and so I might have more of this kind of thing. But see, you can sew with this. You can put it right in a needle, and you can stitch. And so I think a lot of this is going to end up, because even though I'm couching these twisted ropes on, I even though I'm couching them on, then I want to go over and over. Even I love this look. I just love that look with that ribbon on there. And so this is all, there's no plan. I'm just going with it. And as I find things, as I find different fibers and threads and whatnot, I'll just say, wonder if I could use this, or I wonder if I can use that. And that's what I'm going to be doing along the whole thing. And like I say, it'll be three-dimensional. The whole thing will end up being three-dimensional. And a lot of what I put on will make it covered up, you know, with something else. Almost like when you're doing a mixed media paint art or that kind of thing, you know, you might cover up what you first start. I won't cover up them horses, I won't cover the horses, but there's definitely going to be like some embroidery stitches, and they're just stitches. These are not even any particular embroidery stitch. I just, well, a French knot, you know, different things like that. I've not done a bullion stitch, but I know what it looks like, and I do believe I can do it, and I want to have some bullion stitches too done in here. And then also, it's not going to lay flat. It's getting scrunched up, so the whole thing, and it doesn't matter to me. It was laying flat as long as I put when I stitched on the horse piece of fabric, it was still flat. But then once I started putting a couching on it, then I seen where it's really gathering up back here, bunching up in the back. But you know what? I think that's going to be fine. That's going to be fine. As you can see, it's kind of almost, you can see the gathering here. But once the whole thing's covered up, and it'll probably drag it in an inch or two on either side, and that's just fine like that. And then, but I just, you know, if nothing else, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot by doing this. And who knows, I could maybe take every one of them horses and put a gold horn on them and turn them into unicorns. I could do that. I really could do that and turn them into magical unicorns. But I just wanted to show you what I was doing. When I was digging around for some stuff, I found my little frog. I used to do a lot of polymer clay. This was a frog that I made. A little frog I made out of polymer clay. Now he's kind of a dust collector. He's got a lot of dust on him. I gotta go wash him. But I thought, oh, you need to be in here. You need to be in here. Maybe you can just be my frog. You can be my frog. You can be my something. It's my frog. I got another box full of things I made somewhere. I don't know where they're at. But that's what. Oh, and then look at this. You know what? This is chewing gum. Because see, I eat too much. And I got to be careful. I just got to be careful because this health is a little bit more important right now than eating a cupcake, you know. So I bought me this pack of gum. This is sugar-free gum. But you know why I bought this package of gum? Look at this package it's in. It's in a plastic package. I can use this package for something after I chew all the gum. But instead of putting a cookie in my mouth, I'm going to put this piece of this sugar-free chewing gum in there, in my mouth, and chew it instead. And just keep stitching. Just keep on chewing, keep on stitching. But I love that container that's in. I can think of a whole lot of things that I could do with that. You just never... You know what I did this morning, too? I got this beautiful thread. This is Scrap and Lizzie variety show. Sort of. But I have this thread. I love these little threads. I love these little threads. And it's petite pallets for handwork. 1 strand equals 2 strands of floss. This was sent to me by Ray. Ray sent me this thread. I love this thread. But whenever I looked at this, I was reading it and I said, a message. On here, it says the number of this thread is 4106. 4106. When I was a teenager, the whole time growing up, over to my house down there in Newport Richey when I was growing up, our phone number was 849-4106. That was our phone number forever. 4106. And I still use that number in different things like PIN numbers or something. Well, actually, I don't think I use that one anymore, but I did use it on some things, but I keep changing PIN numbers. But 4106, it's like my special number. Because, you know, when I'd get like a little sweet boyfriend or something when I was in the 8th grade, I'd give him my phone number, 849-4106. I can give you that number now because it's no longer in service. But, and there that number showed up on this here, 4106. That means today must be a magical day for me. Everything means magic, you know. But I love this thread. I love this thread. It is just great. I leave it in this box when I'm not using it. I've used it a little bit on this morning. Because this spool, they're all variegated. But this one here is like mostly color, but it has a lot of green in it. So I was using that one earlier. But anyhow, I just thought I'd share that interesting tidbit of news with you. But don't you just love this stuff? I just think this is going to turn out just most beautiful. But I'm not spending a bunch of time on here today because I'm going to go back out there with the boys. Hanging out with the boys. But hanging out with the boys. But I'm going to go ahead and read this. I'm going to see what our ancestors have to say today. Our ancestors must have something important to say to us today since 4106, my fancy number there, showed up on that spool of thread. And let's see what their 2 cents is this morning. They spend 2 cents every time they send one of these because, see, you can look at the stamp there and it says 2 cents right on the stamp. And it says from heaven. This is 2 cents from heaven. And look at the butterfly on there. And it says on there, you are magical. There you go. Magical. My number showed up. 406 showed right up. And then it says you are magical. So this must be a good message from my actually it's our message from our ancestors. So, yeah. Okay, let's see what this here says. It says, "Dear you, there is a balance between activity and rest, ebb and flow. You can't have one without the other. You are faced with an obstacle right now. The best course is surrender." No, it says, "If you are faced with an obstacle right now, the best course is to surrender and non-resistance." Oh, good grief. My tongue's wrapped all around my eye teeth and I can't see what I'm saying. Again, I'm starting this over, so start listening over again. All right. Dear you, there is a balance between activity and rest, ebb and flow. You can't have one without the other. If you are faced with an obstacle right now, the best course is surrender and non-resistance. Soon enough, you'll see how easy it is to flow around it. Now is one of those times when you must trust the river of your life. Go with the flow, and in no time you'll reach what you have your heart and hopes set on. Just remember, Spirit will keep your head above water and will direct the currents. When it's time for a greater effort, you'll know exactly when you'll need to work those manifesting muscles. It can be challenging to master the flow cycles of your life. But as you develop your skills, affluence will be yours. Enjoy the flow and trust. Enjoy the flow and trust those currents, for we're right there with you with our little umbrella drinks, smiling at your success. Love you so very much." See, they're sitting up there, right there up there on it, cloud nine, and they got their little umbrella drinks, smiling at our successes, because they know ahead of us that we are going to end it. It's all going to be ended with success. Excuse me for that there little bit of cough. I gotta quit smoking them cigars. That's right, I don't smoke cigars. Good thing too. Okay, I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make. And stitch something. Just stitch something to something. It's just amazing, let me tell you. Okay, God bless and keep you. May He watch over every step you take, every move you make, and bring you back to the next video safe and sound and happy and healthy and humble and well-fed and have a piece of chocolate. What the heck? Okay, God bless you all, and thanks for watching.